up, everybody? It's Nick, aka Sushi, back for another video. For a couple months now, I've been thinking about making a video about the reasons why I quit MapleStory, and because there's more to it than just I was bored. There was reasons why I was bored. There was things that I worried about um, being a player of the game, and as I see more and more of the popular community figures of MapleStory come out and say that they're done playing the game and that they don't really enjoy it anymore. Um, I haven't really seen many people talk about the reasons why they don't enjoy it anymore. And we get that question a lot. I still get messages on my old funding video from a year ago asking me like, "Hey man, do you still play?" or "Hey dude, do you still do things?" or "Hey man, like can you help me out with gear here?" or and people sometimes even reply to the comments like that are new, and they have conversations with them about gear, or they'll be like, "No, Nick doesn't play Maple anymore," or "Nick hates Maple." And I wanted to make a video to basically just put everything out there so that you guys understand my mindset and maybe a little bit of the mindsets of the other people that have recently quit MapleStory. I can't really speak for them, but I would assume that they would agree with most of the things I have to say. And I wrote out basically talking points for a lot of the things that I don't like about the game. And if I went through all of them, the video would end up being like 25, 30 minutes long. And I didn't want to make a 25 and 30-minute long video because who the fuck wants to listen to someone bitch for that long? So I decided I'm going to make them into smaller videos where I talk about individual topics and what I think is wrong with them and what I wish we had. Um, so yeah, this video series is going to be about major issues that I have with MapleStory. It's not just to shit on the game. It's not just to shit on Nexon. So before you go straight to the comments and your fucking keyboard warrior fucking instincts start going off, I don't hate MapleStory. There were times in my life when I had an unhealthy love for this game. So know that the things I say aren't because I just want to bash it. It's because I genuinely wish it was better. And I think that talking about the things that are wrong with the game is the only way that we can even hope that there'll ever be a change. So take it how you want. These are my opinions. You can disagree with them if you want, but this is just how I feel. So let's get right into it. The first topic that I'm going to cover in this series is gear progression. And as you guys know, there's been none of that. Many of the recent patches have added nothing worthwhile to the game, in my opinion. And the truth of it is that since fall of, I think, 2013, when CRA gear was introduced, endgame progression hasn't been updated. It just hasn't. They added Golux and Commercy, but that was around the same time. And since then, I think that makes 2 years of gear progression not being a part of MapleStory. And that's big because having played MapleStory since its release, gear progression was MapleStory. Every couple of months there would be new gear. There was every single time a new area would come out, it would come with that level of gear. Like, oh, like Ludibrium came out. Like, we get level 40 gear now. It's in the shop. It drops from the monsters. Like, we can start scrolling it for dex and for luck and all the things that we need. And every time a new place came out, you wanted to go explore the new content to get the new items so that you were stronger. There was a reason to go play new content. There was a reason to try to get new gear so that when you had the gear, you could go up to the next place when it came out and continue. Every single patch was like exploring a new world or exploring a new set of things and being able to get stronger every single time you did it. So it felt rewarding and not just fun, but it was both. In the past 2 years, they've given us additional things to put on our gear, like boss souls and bonus potential things. I mean, they made getting potential at all easier with the reward system and getting cube drops from bosses, but there's still no reason to upgrade your gear past CRA, Tyrant, and Golux. It's still all best in slot. The only things better than it are only better by marginal percents, and all of that gear is unpeacockable. You can never trade it. So if you ever wanted to switch characters, you're just fucked and you have to start from nothing. And that's no fun. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to feel like all of their time was wasted. There's no goal or drive for people that don't just want to restart over and over again with a different class to do it all over again. Nexon needs to start releasing new bosses that drop new gear that's better than the same old CRA Tyrant Golux. It needs to be fun to get. Because that's the point of playing a Korean grind game. You're not just grinding the same thing over and over again for no reason. You're grinding it so that you get the best of the best things, and then when a new patch comes out, you do it all over again and you grind some more. It's not just meant to be, oh, well, we have the best things, now just give us different things to test out our damage on. Like they've released so many new places in this game in the last 2 years, and none of them matter. None of them give you anything. You can grind everything that they've released in the past 2 years every day, and you might get some meso gain. But for what? So you can upgrade the same gear that you've had the last 2 years? At the moment, there's no reason for a player like me, who's already 2 mil clean, to log into the game and work for anything. Why should I log in and farm mesos? Why should I log in and spend NX? Why should I perfect my gear any higher than it is? So I can solo the same bosses that I was fighting 2 years ago in 4 minutes instead of 8 minutes? There's no point. And I think that's the biggest problem with MapleStory today. There's no goal. There is no end game. There's only the first journey of leveling up and gearing for the first time, and then there's no progression after that. And being someone that looked past that by changing mains and playing almost every class in the game at some point, it gets boring. Even the journey becomes shitty once you understand that the destination you're trying to work to doesn't exist. And that's what I wish MapleStory would give us. A destination. A perpetual reason to keep trying to get the best gear over and over again through a never-ending production of new bosses and new gear. And I know that 5th Job is coming out, and just like the last 2 years of patches, giving us more skills, new systems, and new buffs isn't the same as giving us new and fun reasons to even use those things in the first place. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want to have a discussion about it with me, feel free to comment below, and I'll try to respond to as many people. This is just my stance on gear. There's almost no there's no reason for me to log on Sushi anymore. There's no want. I'm done. I completed it. And how MapleStory is right now, once you get gear like this, there's nothing left to do but to make it better for no reason. There's nothing left to do but make another character and do it again. And once you do that so many times, it's just not fun. I want to be able to do something with Sushi. I want to be able to log on and use my gear to do something that's new and fun. And the only thing that I can even think of close to that is Tower of Oz. But there's no reward for doing Tower of Oz. What, you get a timed emblem? But if you already have an emblem, then you don't need it. And then on top of that, if you do need it and you have to put up with people hacking to get better times than you, it's really, really frustrating. And I mean, you can play Reboot, where I guess the grind and the journey takes longer. But again, just like Misusing TV, he got to end game again on his Wild Hunter, and then he quit it to make an Evan, because there was nothing left for him to do on it. I mean, you just log in and you do dailies every day. And that's fun when you're like working towards something, but when you're no longer working towards something, this game doesn't really have anything to offer you. And I think that's the gist of it. There's no reason for someone that's already, quotation marks, beaten the game to play it anymore. Because the new content doesn't offer us new things to beat. New content just says, oh, cool, let's go explore this new area they made for a day. Oh, there's no reason to actually participate in doing anything in this area? I guess I'll wait for the next patch or the next event. So yeah, I hope that this this talk has given you guys a little bit more insight into the way that I feel and maybe the way that other MapleStory players feel when they quit this game. I'm I'm going to be talking about a couple other things in future videos coming up, including the way Nexon handles their community, their support, their events, and other things. So if you guys like this video and you guys want to see more of the things that are wrong with MapleStory, I guess, please like the video. Let me know. If you don't care to see stuff like this, then I guess let me know too.